Hey, is this microphone working? I don't see the thing going back and forth. It should be on. That's on. Well, heck, let's see. Hang on. Let's see if the mic's working. Uh, it's working. Okay. Let me shut this off before we start getting a bunch of feedback. We don't want feedback. That would be bad. That would be bad. All right. Hey, wow, it's been a while. I don't think I've done a live since the first of the year, to be honest. I don't really remember. Um, so, yeah, so what's going on? Let me, hang on a second. That helpful? That helpful? Maybe that's helpful. Maybe, maybe not. I can turn these up. I've changed so much stuff around that, wow, that's bright. I don't know what's going on half the time. Um, so anyway, wow. I already said that, didn't I? There's been all kinds of stuff going on, and if you saw my series I just did on IPMS Nats, which is coming up on in Vegas in August, I did a bit about the rules and stuff and what to expect, and that was pretty well received. I got a lot of comments on that, both online and offline, um, which is good. It was helpful to some people, and that was the intent. I do those every couple of years, um, as I said in the videos, because people don't know. People don't know, and they get there, and they get into the contest room or whatever, and then they don't understand what's going on, and then they're upset because things didn't turn out the way they expected. I didn't even know I got that. So, so yeah, right. What do you do? Um, so anyway, am I backwards? I look like I'm backwards. If I'm backwards, sorry. I'm I'm backwards anyway. But so anyway, so what are we doing here? We have sound. Good. You have sound. Hopefully, it's sound from me. So I was working on this B-29, and I really intended to get this thing to have this thing at Las Vegas. Hey, Jason, how you doing? Um, and I don't think it's going to make it just because there's a lot of stuff to do, and I haven't had a whole lot of time to work on it. And it's a lot of tedious stuff, and I got to do some soldering. Um, so I'm still working on it. I don't think it's gonna. It's like 80 days away. I don't think I'm gonna make it. There's a lot to do on it. Moved again, huh? Um, so yeah, so I'm gonna try, but we'll see. We'll see. So anyway, other than that, I'm working on a bunch of. You probably saw I have a stack of P-47 kits. So I'm working on P-47's at the moment, and I thought I'd take a moment to just kind of go through. Hey, Big Charlie. Um, So I figured I'd take a minute to go through this kit and kind of explain why there's two different kits and whatnot. Fujimi, an old Fujimi kit. Wow. Um, so this is the bubble top kit here. So there's three kits. There's the Razorback kit, the bubble top kit, and the P-47M. I don't know whether do they just call it a P-47M Thunderbolt. I don't know. It's in the other room. I don't have it here in front of me. But so this kit and the P-47M kit are basically the same. There's one sprue that's different. And the differences is this will build up to, okay, on aircraft you have block numbers, which are like version numbers, for lack of a better way to say it. And so what they do, oh, thanks, Jason. It's good to see you around again. So what they do is every time they make a change, they give it a new block number. Well, on the P-47s, the block numbers, they went, the Razorback went from, P-47 D1 to D24 or whatever. The D25 was, block 25 was the first bubble top version. And so what happened was, so they went pretty quickly from the D25 to the D30, which was still a bubble top, but it was a little bit different. There were some issues when they went to the bubble top, when they went to the bubble top canopy, and that was they lost some stability and some flight stability, and they were having compressibility problems like they had with the P-38, which means that basically you were, as the airframe caught speed, like in a dive, you would lose control. You would lose the ability to control the aircraft, which is bad, especially when you're going down. Right? So anyway, so what they did was when they did the Dash 30 is they put in some little like dive brakes, and in order to do that, they had to move the landing light. So when Tamiya designed this kit, they were obviously thinking ahead. Yeah, you couldn't pull out. Exactly. Not good. So anyway, oh wow, that big Peterbilt kit. Nice. So if you look on these sprues, so this, you see this area right here? So this panel, and then there's a panel here and on the other side. So what they did is they made those separate panels because this is where the dive brakes went. Okay, so when they put the dive brakes in, see that circle there? That's where the landing light was. They had to move the landing light, so they moved it out to here. So what Tamiya did in order to compensate for that, or to make it so they could accommodate that, is they just made these separate panels. So, and then here's the spine for the rudder, the vertical stabilizer and the spine. So this is a flat spine. What they did later on is they started adding like a strake or whatever you want to call it in this area here to help with stabilization. There was a couple of different kinds. So what Tamiya did with this kit is you could, if you look at the M kit has one extra sprue, and what is on that sprue is a new instrument panel, those new panels for the wing to move that light and put those brakes, the air brakes in, and there is a tail section that has 3 different vertical fins, 3 different strakes or whatever. I'm trying to think of the right word, but I can't think of it right now. But so this, so this airframe, this is smooth here. So what they did is they put a fillet in here, and some of them were pretty big. They had one fillet that would come out to about here and just kind of like drop straight off. So, and they had to do the same thing with the P-51 when they went to the bubble canopy on the P-51. The original P-51D-5s didn't have the fillet, and they were having control issues, and they had to put that fillet in there. So that's really the difference between the kits. It really, if you care about this stuff and you're kind of anal about it, like some of us are, I'm only that way with certain things. Then you're better off always try, if you're going to buy one of these kits, to buy the P-47M kit, because you get all the parts to build whatever you want. You can build anything from a 25 to a 40 to a -40. So basically everything up until the N model. And there really isn't any good N models. I had started on this Academy N kit the other day, and it's horrible. I don't like it. Things are undersized. It looks weird. And so I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm not going to spend any time on this. At least not right now. Hey, it's Brett. There's Brett. So, yeah. So right now, I actually I'm going to get started on these here this weekend, if not tonight. And when I say these, I've got 3 of these. Just the bubble top kits. And like I told you, Brett, anything that Jeff tells you didn't happen. It's all lies. Oh, thanks. You like my hat? Is it reversed for you guys? It's reversed for me on my screen. I actually got this. I'll show you the hat. Now that I'm off on a tangent, but that's okay. All right, so we got the blue one, right? And then we got the digital, right? And then we got the woodland. So you guys tell me what you like. Which one do you think is better? I'm kind of partial to the woodland myself. My oldest son, he likes the digital. But honestly, the only one I've been wearing is this one. I haven't worn these at all. Jeff likes the blue one. Okay. So yeah, I had there's a local place here that people we know, and I asked him if he could mix them up so that I could see what they would be like, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you like the woodland?" Jeff said, "I'm so over camo." Oh, woodland. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it was just something to do. I mean, they definitely make me more if I wanted them, but it was just kind of a funny thing. I did. Where are they? I had some stickers made to take to the Nats with me in Vegas. Blue or red or camel. I didn't, I didn't even think about getting a red one. Maybe I'll have them make me a red one. Maybe, maybe. I like the hats themselves. I'm kind of picky about my hats, and and I like these. I don't know auto. I don't know, but it's got the Velcro back here, but it's it's uh it's the low pro, but it's not the super low profile ones that are like a skull cap with a bill on them. Those drive me crazy. So anyway, you can still have some hair, and this will stay on your head. But anyway, that's a diversion. Nice little diversion. What was I talking about? So so anyway, so yeah, if this is something that's in your wheelhouse that you want to build, and you have a choice, get the M kit, because there are a lot of decals choices out there for the Dash 30. Again, like I said, if you don't care, it's fine. You can put Dash 30 decals on Dash 25. There's very minor differences. The landing light's in a different place and the instrument panel's different, and that's about it. Um, oh, the fillets, the 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 strakes or the fillets or whatever you want to call them, those two. Um, so yeah, so I am. These are what are coming down the pike right now, um, and I got some resin seats for them over here. What was I gonna? Oh, there they are. Yeah, so I got some of these made up. Um, so I'm gonna be taking those to the show and giving those out. Um, and then what? I don't know. Like I said, the B-29. I'm still plugging away on it, but it's, how do I say this lightly or easily? It's not fun. I'm not really enjoying it. I want to get it done. It's one of those things I want to get it done. Um, but it's work. It's work. And B-17 kit. Which B-17 kit, Charlie? Um, but it's because of all the PE. It's because of all the PE. If I had just been building it out of the box, which I would recommend, because honestly, all of this PE is, you're not going to see any of it. Very, very, the stuff that's in the very front you will see, but anything else, there's no visibility on it. So that's kind of aggravating, but it is what it is. Oh, I almost didn't put the clear sprue back in here, and you know what would have happened? It would have ended up on the floor, and I would have stepped on it. And I know that because I've done it many times. So in the case of that, I was going through and doing research like we do, right? And pulling some books out, and obviously you get to pull in, you pull your squadron stuff out, and I was thinking about another H111 because the last one took me 24 years. Yeah, why not? We'll just throw it in your casket. And you can finish it later. I know I ain't got another 24 years left in me. I don't think. So anyway, so it got me, it's like I started going through my books, and then you start going through your squadron books. And some of these old books were pretty cool and had some really interesting stuff. I this is one of my favorite books, not because I really use it for reference much, but and the reason I don't is because a lot of the stuff that's in here is not available as a kit. But it's got a lot of the 20s and 30s U.S. Army Air Corps aircraft, And there was some really interesting aircraft between the wars. Um, and it's a shame a lot of them aren't available in kit form because they would be. There's some cool stuff in here, and I'm trying to think, trying to find some interesting, the typical biplane stuff like you would expect, but some of like the early attack planes, like the Shrike here and the B-10, and just kind of wild looking stuff, and you look at it and it's like, man, what were these guys thinking? And I think all they were thinking was, let's take a really big motor and put it on as small of an airplane as we can and see if it'll fly. And whatever it ends up looking like is cool with us. But maybe not. Um, I mean, some kind of observation plane, and it's got, look at this strut thing that's going out to the outer wing. Just all this interesting stuff. Um, I think it's interesting, but maybe nobody else does, but I do. Um, let's see here. A-17. Oh, Brett, what were you talking about? A BT-1? Were you talking about a BT-1 once? Let me see. I thought there was one in here. Anyway, they had a little the cool squadron markings and stuff back in the day. Oh, the Academy. Okay, you got the Academy 17, BT-13. Okay, the Academy and the Revell G. Cool. Yeah, I have the Revell 48F, and I have the Monogram G, which is the Revell G. And then I also have the Monogram G that's got the actual Cheyenne turret conversion on it, which is a different. It's a separate kit. The Volti, yes. Let's see here. PT3s. I bet you there's one in here. Anyway, moving on. But this series by Dana Bell. This is Dana Bell, right? Yeah. So this book went up to 42, and then this went 42 to 45, and then this book goes 42 to 47 when it stops at the point that the U.S. Army Air Force becomes the U.S. Air Force. Excuse me. And then I pulled out this, and there's 3 of these, and these are exactly what you would think they are. Is it has articles on aces all through the history of air combat. And I don't know. Excuse me, if they thought they were only going to do one, but there's 3 books. They're all by the same guy. This one is pretty much all World War II. Oh, you have the Lindbergh G. I should see. Yeah, Jason, send me those pictures. Send me some of the pictures your kids have been working on too. Marseille's 109. So these are kind of interesting. There's Galland. If you're just like looking for paint schemes and stuff. And this goes up through Korea on the 3rd one, I think. Oh, this has even got tank aces in it. I didn't even know that. There you go, Brett. Some tank aces. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I would like to see that for sure, Jason. Anyway, that's about it for those. The reason I was trying to figure out I was trying to match decals with block numbers so that I could build these things. They have the notoriously thick Tamiya decals. So Whitman's Last Tiger. Is that what was in here? 007, right? Is that the last one? Let's see. Where'd it go? Yep, 007. Oh, these are all Whitman's. There's three. Oh, this is all Whitman stuff. This is all Whitman stuff. All of these vehicles. Interesting. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, about the. So yeah, I got all the stuff out so that I could match my. I got all my P-47 decals out, and I started going through and matching block numbers. And most of the decals that I have are for -30s. But I have some -28s and whatnot. So I ended up where I got 3 sets. I got 3 kits and I got 3 decal sets for that particular block number of aircraft. So I guess I lucked out. But I've got a bunch of stuff for the -30s. So anyway, one that the ones that I really like are these. I like the stuff from the Mediterranean theater, like these guys. They got these just wild colors on them. But so one of these kits is going to end up being this guy right here. Um, okay, cool. I'll check them out when we get off of here. This one, that's a lot of red right there. So that's a -28. I'll probably end up doing this one too. That's a -30 though. And then this one I don't have a drawing, but it's got the subdued insignia. So anyway, that's what got me all down this path. And this is if you're into P-47s or if you're into the air war in Europe anyway, this is you've heard of Muting for Son. Okay, Brett's on mute. Let's all talk about him. So, okay, cool, Jason. So if you're into the air war in Europe, you've probably heard of Zemke's Wolfpack 56 Fighter Group. This is a book done by Nigel Julian and Peter Randall. Nigel, the old P-47 Heaven Forum, that was a great resource, and it's still out there. You just kind of have to search for it a little bit. That stuff. Anyway, Nigel took all his research and put it into a book here. And it's a great book. I hope it's still available. I don't know, how many they printed or whatever, but it's really more about the squadron and the people. And I mean, there's definitely aircraft photos and there's some interesting things in here, but there's also a lot of ground crew photos and just different things that they did. All right, Charlie, have a good night. You guys, you have a good weekend too. So, like, there's that triple bomb rack right there, that somebody came up with, and stuff, and stuff like this is I find really interesting because of what these guys were doing. It's like, oh, how can we get more bombs on this airplane? Give me some of that plumbing tape, some of those wire ties, give me some of that chicken wire, and we'll figure it out. We'll make it work. I mean, it sounds silly, but whatever, right? So anyway, so there's that, and then this is Thunderbolts of the Hellhawks. Roy Sutherland was involved with this, and this is actually signed by 3 different guys from 2 from the 387th and 1 from the 386th. But it's another interesting thing. But it's got a lot of stuff, the pilots and stuff and whatnot. And don't look, Brett and Jeff, but there's some German armor that's upside down. I really like books, Jason. I always have, and we were doing a Zoom call with my club, my local club. I'm not local to anybody really, but and one of the guys saw this behind me, and he's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "It's my reference library." Holy cow! I gotta come to your house. It's not all modeling references. There's some really dry stuff. Like there's a lot of astronomy books, and there's stuff on like optics and stuff, but a lot of it's modeling references. Let's see what else. What's interesting? Oh, look at this, man! I don't know what happened to that 109, but look at the hole behind the cockpit, in the side of it behind the cockpit. Oof. But yeah, so anyway, I was just, and then it's got these profiles in the back of different planes out of the squadron, which is cool. And so like the whole like last third of it is just profiles and nose art and whatnot. All right. Yeah, I actually need to go through my library and trim some of it and get rid of some of the stuff that I don't really have any use for anymore, like some of my computer books and stuff. Because I don't have any, I'm out of room. Some of this stuff is like really shoved in there hard because I don't have any place to put it. I'm out of shelves. So anyway, that's I just I really just kind of wanted to get out here and go over this P-47 kit, and kind of explain why there's two different kits. Well, there's three if you include the Razorback kit, but that's like a whole different thing. I'll send you my address. You never know. But I put a little bit too much lemon in that water. Woo! Or I didn't stir it up. So yeah. So I'm gonna get started on these guys. Probably here in a few minutes. We'll see. I might have to go make a run to town. I don't know. We'll see. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing from 1 minute to the next. Story of my life. So I hope you've all been well, and we shall move on here. And if you got any questions about anything or whatever, feel free to ask. Drop a comment down there, whatever. If you got like contest rule questions or whatever, I'll do the best I can to help you out. I'm not, as I said in the videos, I'm not a judge, but I do know how the rule system works and the basics behind it and how it's supposed to work. So yeah, I can help you with that as best I can. Keep an eye out for the P-47s. The B-29, we'll see. We'll try. I'm not going to say for sure it's not going to make it, but it doesn't look like it's going to make it. And anyway, until next time, take care of the poop you love, and we'll see you then. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.